Da Vinci's Bicycle, London, 1925. A light rain tapped against the windows of the opulent British Museum, while the special evaluation hall welcomed a rather peculiar guest. Pierre Durand, 17 years old, navy blue beret over brown hair and sharp eyes behind a modest burgundy tie. He was the youngest guest invited to the institution that year. Monsieur Durand, welcome. Prepare yourself to witness something even the greatest minds of the Renaissance could hardly have imagined, said the chief curator, Sir Aldous Pembroke, leading him into a smaller room with padded walls and controlled lighting. Inside, 3 experts awaited. At the center, holding a worn leather folder, stood an elegant yet uneasy man, Monsieur Battista, the supposed owner of one of the most unbelievable finds of the century. Before we reveal the piece, one condition. Please lower the lighting. The paper is fragile, and strong light could damage it, he said, with a tone that hovered between authority and caution. The lights dimmed gently. Battista opened the folder with ceremonial flair and withdrew a yellowed sheet of paper. Everyone leaned in. It was, supposedly, a complete design by none other than Leonardo da Vinci, and astonishingly, it depicted a bicycle. Pierre held his breath for a moment. The lines were incredibly fine, the calculations precise, and the bicycle looked like something that wouldn't be fully realized until the late 19th century. Chain, frame geometry, fork trail, everything was there, flawless. Sir Pembroke was astonished. My God! If this is authentic, it will be an exceptional piece for the museum. But Pierre, silent, kept analyzing. He crossed his arms and stepped closer. Ladies and gentlemen, this design is fake. I'm sorry to say. Silence fell like a thunderclap. Battista scoffed with contempt. Boy, you don't know what you're talking about. Pierre turned to the curator. Sir Pembroke, look closely at the design and tell me, what's wrong with it? The curator examined the sheet for long seconds. I see no flaws. It's extraordinarily coherent. Pierre gave a faint smile. Exactly. It's perfect. And that's precisely what makes it suspicious. The curator's gaze faltered. Pierre continued. Leonardo da Vinci was brilliant, but also fiercely protective of his ideas. It was common for him to insert intentional errors in his notebooks, subtle flaws that prevented opportunists from replicating his inventions. The perfection of this design is, ironically, its biggest lie. Battista turned pale. This bicycle could be built today without a single correction, and that's something da Vinci would never have allowed. A true genius guarded his genius, Pierre concluded. The room fell into silence. Battista, cornered, tucked the drawing away without a word. Even so, Sir Pembroke cleared his throat. Nevertheless, I'll offer 10% of the original value. Not for authenticity, but for impact. Imagine the exhibition. Da Vinci's only perfect design. The controversy alone will draw crowds. Pierre was stunned. But you're buying a lie? Pembroke gave a wistful smile. I'm investing in curiosity. With ticket sales, we can fund real research, uncover true discoveries. A famous fake can support the pursuit of many truths. Monsieur Durand. Pierre glanced one last time at the false drawing, then at the man who tried to deceive them. And then, with a resigned sigh, he simply said, The world, it seems, has its own ways of being ingenious. The end.